Hello, how are
Hi,
you guys?
Alba.
Hello, Alba.
We're good. We're
So,
good.
so just to tell the audience, we had to do a lot of jumping through hoops because I've never done this Facebook Live, so it's a new experience for me. So, for those of the folks who have never seen you before, haven't don't know anything about you, either Rini or Robert, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourselves before we start?
All right. Thank you, Alba. Um, we are the we go as a team. Okay. I'm actually Robert's mum. I don't know who knows that, but we started off when I did the QHHT course of Dolores Cannon. And I thought, well, I'm going to do past life regressions just like you, Alba. And of course, Robert was my first subject, and he trusted me so much. So I did a few past life regressions on Robert, and it was about a month later when unexpectedly Archangel Razahel came forward. And then he told us that no, I will not be doing QHHT, but we will work as a team. And from there on, Ask Angelics was born. And Ask Angelics is actually part of what we will be doing. We will be going to structures, work with Gaia's grids, because Gaia is also ascending with us. So, yes, but we are so glad to be here with you, and we really hope that we will give you something today that you will remember for always.
Yes, and it is
One,
a privilege for all of us
Yes.
to be here today.
wonderful, wonderful. So I know that there are folks that are watching this today, and some of them. I'm just checking my phone here to look for for the chat. There are many that have questions for the angelics, and so today. Rena, you're going to actually put Robert into a trance so that we can start speaking?
That's right. Absolutely. I'm
Okay.
just going to mute because I'm
Yes.
going to give him the cue.
That's fine. Wonderful. Let's do that.
Those who wish to come forward may do so now.
Salutations to all.
Hello.
For those of you who do not know, we are Raziel. Our dominion is that of knowledge and past lives.
Thank you. May I begin asking questions today?
You may begin.
Wonderful. So I have a question from the audience. Is the law of attraction real?
Yes. However, the law of attraction is oversimplified. The true law that one is looking at universally is the law of manifestation, which comprises three universal components: the space where one is, the space where one goes, which means one's destination, that which one wishes to manifest, and the in between, so the journey to that space.
So let's say that you desire something. I desire a new home, which I know your family is thinking about. You desire a new home. So how would one manifest that new home?
So, indeed, one needs to first acknowledge where one is. One needs to immerse oneself in that which one wishes entirely. So you need to feel as if you have already received it. So the feeling that that manifestation will give you. And you must accept the journey, because on earth, nothing is instantaneous because of limitation. So there is a journey towards any space that you choose to go to.
So, if what you're saying is true, we have to actually feel that we're already in that home. Is that it?
Yes, yes, you need to grasp the feeling and bring it with you into the present moment where you are.
Okay.
So just the feeling.
Just the feeling of it.
Yes, and the energy that it brings.
Okay. So if you're looking for a home that has a lot of peace and quiet, a lot of friendly neighbors, a lot of just nature, you have to actually feel as if you're already in that environment. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. Amongst all the
But
chaos.
yes, but one can go to a space that exhibits that same energy and brings that same energy into your reality, even if it is not yet that space.
Okay.
But the object is to create that feeling so that you can grasp the feeling, no matter the physical space.
Okay. So, for example, if you want to purchase a new car, it may be a good idea to sit in a car that's new, smell it, feel the excitement of it so that you can bring it into your reality.
That is correct.
Okay, very good. Very good. Thank you. Right now, the world is in such chaos. When will this end? I know that this is a journey too. Can you tell me
Yes.
about this?
So the particular state that, as one would call it, that the world consciousness of humanity is presently in, the space that it is a lesson for the consciousness of humanity. So all souls in human form, we are referring to that consciousness as a whole. And in order for the ascension to progress, the universe is in this way because it is a great force that presides over this planet and the experience. It has determined that this is the most fitting path so that the human consciousness can advance to a degree that is fitting in accordance with the universe, so that Gaia and all upon her may ascend and continue the journey. So yes, the human consciousness as a whole is in a learning space. It is in a space of learning presently, because through learning, consciousness advances. And when the universe is satisfied with that which has been learned, that is to say that it has been learned to a fitting degree, then the lesson will dissipate because it is no longer needed. The learning space will dissipate. But yes, it is true that the space is not without end. The human consciousness is making great steps forward towards the end of the learning space, yes.
So, with the previous question that we just asked about manifesting through the law of attraction, how can we as light workers help? Do we need to manifest in our mind what we want the world to be? Is that part of the lesson?
No, this lesson is very particular. And the reason manifestation will not assist in this matter is that indeed manifestation works in spaces, and one must go through the journey. So if one were to use only manifestation as it is, then indeed, if it were permitted, then one could simply avoid the learning space. And this, because it is a universal lesson that applies to the human consciousness as a whole, that learning space cannot be avoided or jumped over into the space where the lesson is ended. The journey must be completed. And so it is for all manifestation. So there is a journey, and the journey must be adhered to. Yes.
Okay. Does this journey take us to the new earth?
Indeed, yes. This is part of the journey of the ascension itself, yes.
How close are we to that?
That is such that it cannot be answered with definite time or any manner of measurement. But we will say that it is as swift as humanity progresses.
That's like asking a school teacher when I'm going to graduate, and they say, "Well, when you finish all your exams," right?
Correct.
So I know that some of us here on this planet feel very homesick. Really, these classes, this exam is a little bit too tough on us. What do you say to those who are feeling so homesick, so wanting to leave their body at this time?
We say this. It is a simple matter to become lost as a soul in the apparent chaos that is seemingly present, although it isn't. It simply seems that way because you are all in a space of limitation. And in order to comprehend that which is happening around you, this is not always possible in this space of limitation. So this is the solution, is do what you can in your life and those with soul contracts that are close to you. Do what you can and what you feel you must, and leave that which is outside. Do not get lost in that which happens around you. Now is a space where one must look to one's own soul and those closest to you. Do that which you feel you must, and everything else around you will correct itself. So what we are saying is, do not look without too intently. Go within. Go closer to that which you are and those around you.
Okay. So as you're saying that, I'm thinking about the struggle with the ego. Because sometimes we want to tell other people or advise them what we believe in. How do you get that ego out of the way and allow others to allow their journey to unfold the way it should? How do you tame that?
The space known as ego only truly presents itself when you go to others and they have not come to you. That is the first place where it begins. But if others come to you of their own volition, because everyone has free will, all souls here in human form have free will. So if they of their own free will, own volition, come to you and they say, assist me, then it is of great significance that you travel inward into your own soul and listen to the feeling that the questions bring you. So the deeper feelings. And you will know from the feeling, and if you listen to the feeling, you will know whether it is fitting for you to assist with that which they ask of you, or whether indeed it may present interference. So the feeling is key.
That's a very difficult one, especially for parents.
Yes. However, in that respect, if one has agreed to bring souls into physical form, so be parents, then yes, although the soul may not be as young, physically they may be children, yes, and they are growing up in this lifetime. As long as they are children, so you are responsible for them, and they are you know that they are under your care, then indeed it is such that yes, momentarily, so for the space that they are under your care, there may be some interference. When they leave upon their own journey, so we are speaking of this in a very three-dimensional way, so when they leave upon their own journey, then any interference dissolves. And that is part of the earth experience. This is chiefly the case. There are instances where interference of a great magnitude may not resolve and it may take more spaces. But chiefly when the children then leave home to go on their own journey, then indeed the karmic effect dissolves on its own.
Okay, very good. I'd like to change the subject now to something that many are frustrated with, and that is about meditation. Many people fall asleep. Some people cry. Some people can't even connect, can't get their mind to stop. Can you speak a little bit about meditation and what we can do to connect better with that voice within?
We have given many examples, but chief among them, it is that, and this is the great journey that is meditation, it is to find one's own way. So yes, there are many ways to begin, but if something does not feel correct, then it is not correct. And we do not speak here of deeper feeling. All of the souls on earth, whether they be connected through meditation or otherwise, to whatever degree, each soul has a sense of feeling. And when one begins to discover one's own manner of connecting, then yes, one must explore as many ways as possible. And each way that one explores, a feeling will be created. So this is the universal reply. And here now we reach another matter which is equal to that, and that is resonance. So does it resonate with you? And this is what we mean when we say, does it feel correct? So does it resonate with you? And yes, one must begin with the foundations, which is to say that one must begin with meditations such as simply walking in nature. Or even when one exercises, one does not realize it, but one is truly meditating. But one is meditating in movement, not when being stationary, as other meditations are. So, indeed, one must explore as many as possible. And yes, each soul is on its own journey, finding a way to connect. But if one truly finds it challenging to connect, it is a possibility that karmic debt is present, and it is creating a barrier between the soul and the space of connection. In such a case, one must first resolve whatever karmic residue there may be, or one must discover something about oneself. So one must first have a journey of the self before one can connect. But we state again that these are only examples, and each soul's journey is entirely unique.
Okay. You talk about karmic debt. How do we know that we're dealing with a karmic debt when we face it?
One of the first signs that one finds in the physical realm is the body. So the body does not function as it should for whatever reason. And when such a barrier manifests in the physical body, then it is that the body is indeed giving you a message to say that there is something that is unresolved, or perhaps something that you are not heeding, you are not seeing it.
Okay. That's a little vague for me because, I mean, how do we know? How do we know that the person that just hurt us is a karmic debt, or an illness that we may have gotten is a karmic debt? How do we know?
Very well. Very well. We will expand.
Thank you.
So, also, very often, one finds that there is a particular situation or a particular space in one's life. So one has many spaces. One has, just as an example, one has what is often termed family, so those closest to you in soul contract. Then you have other souls that come up on your path, perhaps to teach you lessons, and there are other reasons as well. But there are areas of one's life, so different spaces that one enters. And this can be seen as the different relationships that one has during a lifetime on the earth plane. And there are, as we know, there are varying degrees of this. There is what is often termed family, and then there are friends and colleagues and so many others. And one must look at a situation that one continually finds oneself in, and it does not feel fitting. Then that is very often the first indication that there is a possibility that karmic debt is forming, or it may have formed and it must be resolved. So furthermore, we state that one very often has situations that happen over and over again. And when one meets particular souls, perhaps, one can never quite get along. Or there is a particular situation that one does not wish to face. So perhaps something happened at work, or something is happening within the family that one does not wish to face. And this is then that must be faced. And this is the first indication that that which one does not wish to face, or which is challenging to face, this is what must be dealt with.
Okay. Is there a magic formula that we have forgotten on how to balance out our karmic debt?
No, but the greatest or the most significant impediment to the resolution of karmic debt is emotion and disagreement. So we will look at each of these two individually, swiftly. So emotion is the conscious mind and all those feelings that aggregate within the heart. And we are speaking of the physical heart, so the center of the being, the center of the body. And then they aggregate and they burst forth. These are emotions. And emotions are an integral part of the limitation that is Earth, and part of the challenge that is Earth. So first, one must remove emotion. And this is the key to which meditation leads us. Meditation allows each of us to disconnect from emotion. So yes, there is transcendental meditation where one connects through meditation. But meditation itself, its purpose is truly to day to day, so that one can momentarily disconnect from emotions. So yes, now we have returned to meditation. So let us continue with this. Transcendental meditation is unique in that souls that choose to, or have chosen in contract, or choose in their contract along the way to go down the path of transcendental meditation, it is an exceedingly challenging manner in which to connect. And this challenge is what the particular souls that choose this path have come to experience, or they choose to experience along the way. But meditation itself, other than transcendental meditation, which is deep meditation, meditation that one does for a few minutes every day, that is to clear emotion, because emotion stirs thoughts, and thoughts cloud the soul, because thoughts have their origin in the conscious mind. When they are not fitting. So yes, there are fitting thoughts. So when one manifests, yes, one must think of it, one must see it deep within. So yes, those thoughts also exist. So meditation then has the purpose to remove emotion. That is why it is not intended that one spend great spaces in the meditative state. This is not necessary. It is to momentarily disengage from emotion, return to the physical reality that is now, and then re-examine the situation before you without emotion. Yes.
Very good. The picture I'm getting as you're saying this is a tub of bubbles, very stirred up, the bubbles being the emotions. And we take a drop of fabric softener, which is our meditation, drop it into the bubbles to clear and make the water serene for a moment and not think. That's the picture I'm getting. So basically, being back into the
Correct.
moment of now without all of the stirrings.
Yes. And then there must be agreement. So what we mean by that is that in order for resolution to be achieved, one must, to use the phrase as it is often used within the human consciousness, one must be on the same page. So when one discusses a misunderstanding or a space of great misunderstanding, which often leads to the forming of karmic debt and so forth, there must be a discussion between all the souls involved, and there must be agreement as to what has been discussed and that understanding is clear. This does not mean that you will not have small emotional spaces afterwards. This may still occur as one continues one's own personal journey, but there must be a discussion, and this is what we mean by agreement, is that because this is a space of limitation, how does one communicate? One speaks to one another, and one sits down and communicates with one another so that there can be understanding and resolution. And this may take many spaces, so according to the degree of the karmic debt that may or may not have formed, that the first space you discuss and you progress, but you do not yet have resolution. So yes, there may be many spaces where, and at times it may be that you discuss and you progress. So you progress along understanding, but you do not yet reach resolution, and you leave it for a few spaces. And then you return. And this is where each soul's individual journey becomes evident. Because no one's journey is like any other.
Okay.
There are many similarities, but each is unique.
Good, thank you. On this journey, which seems to be very difficult, what role does our guide and the angelics have to do with our life? If we have free will, how can they help us?
Very well. So, yes, free will is present and it remains so. So yes, we can assist, but you must make the choice to allow us to assist you. Meaning that when you act, so when you ask, then yes, we acknowledge because you have chosen to seek us for assistance. The guides, they may inform you that in order to resolve this, you must continue along your journey because there may be skills that you need to acquire before you return to resolve that space. So you do not have yet the skills to resolve the space that is before you. So this may be seen in any fashion that you wish, whether it be three-dimensional skills, whether it be connecting in a different way with others around you, all those manner of skills. And yes, it is quite possible that the soul that you have in your life presently is there for a learning space whereby you acquire skills. So this is also a possibility.
Okay.
And there are many others.
I want to further ask about our angels. Do we come with one guardian angel or do we come with more?
The guardian angel that from the energy we gather is being referred to is the angelic that is responsible for the life record of the particular lifetime. But there are angelics that assist with particular parts of the journey, but they do not keep the life record. So yes, there are other angelics, but the guardian angelic that is being referred to is the angelic that holds the life record. And there is only one each lifetime.
Okay. Can you tell me what that means, holds the life record?
Very well. So, when one enters a life on Earth, before one does this, then one has a contract of soul. So you as a soul, before coming in, you decide, I wish to come to Earth to learn a particular lesson, perhaps not one, very often there are more. And you decide, this is how I'm going to do it. So you decide, this is how I'm going to come in, this is what I'm going to learn, and you come in. Then the lifetime begins and you progress along it until the lifetime is over. Because yes, you even decide how you exit the lifetime. What is often referred to as the exit plan. So yes, before coming in, you also decide how you leave the earth plane after the lifetime is over. And then the life record is kept throughout the lifetime, and when the soul returns, what commences is the life review. So let us pause there for a moment. So the life review is not a space of judgment. It is not where you are marked and graded. It is simply that you as a soul judge for yourself according to the original plan before coming in. Did I achieve the lessons that I wished to learn to the degree that I as a soul find satisfactory? So you judge for yourself. And then yes, it may be that you decide, this lesson I may need to try again. I'm satisfied with this lesson. Let me try again. And this is why the life record is kept, so that when the soul returns, it can discern for itself whether it is satisfied.
Okay. Now, when we come into this earth, we forget all of this planning.
Yes.
So it's like coming into a new class again and forgetting that why we came into this classroom. So do we have...
Or having studied the night before, and then the day of the exam, one forgets. Yes.
Okay. So do we have our angels reminding us of what we're supposed to be learning?
Yes. There are many signs. However, one must be aware of them. And the greatest barrier to this is emotion. That is why meditation is also of such significance, because emotion always gets in the way.
Okay.
And when one can clear this, one can return to where one is and look again and see, oh, there is a sign, and this is what it means, and this is where I should be going. Also, yes, free will does change the path. So yes. And the reason free will exists is because of the severing of the divine connection, which is the veil, which has been thinning, as we know.
Okay. So are the new children that are being born now coming in with a thinner veil?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So let's get back to our soul's plan. We came here, we wanted to learn certain things. Our guardian angel said, "Okay, I'm going to help you. I'm going to hold the record for you." Can we ask for even more assistance to make it even faster and smoother? Or do we still have to take those terrible exams?
Yes, there is a degree to which, and it will become clear to you as the life progresses, that yes, you still need to make the journey. Yes, the
Okay.
journey cannot be ignored. So yes, the journey is still present.
Okay. You cannot cheat on your exam.
No.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about the archangels and what their role is as far as all of the angels are concerned. Do they have a hierarchy?
No, we do not have a hierarchy as the human consciousness perceives it, although we do have dominions. So we have a task assigned to us, which is a dominion.
Mm-hmm.
So in our case, it would be knowledge and past lives, as we have said. We are here to assist humanity with knowledge and other assistance as well, in various forms. But we are also we have duality, as all things have in the universe. So we are also the peacekeepers of this realm. And this is becoming evident in the spaces that we are entering. So we must ensure that the Earth and the universe itself that surrounds the planet remains stable, and that the rules are not bent through time and space. So, indeed, the planet, Earth or Gaia, is the experience. Then there is the universe that surrounds the planet. So the universe is most simply the rule book by which the planet is created. So if we were to look at a rule that is particular to Earth, if you wish to have an Earth experience, you must have physical form. There are many other examples.
Mm-hmm.
And one must agree to experience limitation in various forms. And yes, we are here to assist.
Okay, very good.
But one must ask. Yes.
Okay, very good. I know we have many, many questions, but the family needs to drive home and it's late at night in South Africa. Is there anything else that you would like to tell us?
Yes. When one finds what seems to be a dead end, meaning that one seems not to be able to go forward on one's path, most significantly, the answer most often presents itself in the dream state, because there the conscious mind is not. And furthermore, it is a privilege for us to assist the human consciousness through this time that we are entering, time and space. And indeed, there is always a door that opens when one closes.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It is so.
Our salutations to all.
Thank you.
Robert, I'm going to count from 5 to 1. And on the count of 1, you will be wide awake, feeling wonderful. Coming up 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wide awake, wide awake. Take a deep breath.
Welcome back.
Are you completely out of the state?
I am indeed. Thank you very much.
He's back, Alba.
You can tell by his eyes,
Isn't it?
the sparkle in
Yes.
his eyes.
Absolutely.
How did you feel this time?
Each time that I connect is unique.
Mm-hmm.
And one may wonder whether I get used to it after a time, and the answer is no.
Mm.
Each connection is unique, and it is of its own kind.
Well, this one is different because we had so many people's minds focused on you today. It wasn't a one-on-one this time. We have right now 170 people on the chat. So I'm sure that is a different vibration than what you're used to too.
Yes, it is. Most
Wonderful.
definitely.
Wonderful.
It's actually so important, Alba, and it's a wonderful thing that you are doing, allowing others to ask their questions. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, I did segue on some of those because we could have been here all night with some of these questions. It would have gone on forever. But I think that we hit some points that were really important right now. The fact that there is chaos right now and we all are learning from this. It's a global experience. I would call it's a global dark night of the soul. Everyone's has to go through this journey. And meditation is still key. It's really important that we know how to connect, whether it be in nature, whether it be doing something very briefly. We need to be able to calm our feelings. And I was getting little pictures and explanations like the fabric softener.
Brilliant.
All the bubbles, all the emotions, because when we do get upset, it churns up all of our feelings, and we have to be able to find that calm in order for us to get back to center point and start connecting again. So I know it's very late for you all over there.
No, really. No, you can.
Well, I know you have to drive at night, so it's always scary. But tell everybody where they can connect with you, where they can see your channelings.
Okay, thank you, Alba. Our website is askangelics.com. So all the information is on there, but we do have a YouTube channel where we have all the trailers and one video, or we are going to start podcasts now, one each month. And then we have a Vimeo channel where we have full-length videos of all the topics you can think of. And we invite everyone to go onto our website and they can put in their questions. pose their questions directly to the archangels. And from there on, we take the questions, ask it to the archangels, and then put it on video form, and then they can watch it.
Wonderful. Is there a charge for them to view the videos?
Yes, thank you for that question, because it's a big thing. Now, that is what we do. Okay, so if we could, we would have given everything free of charge. But there is something that we learned from the archangels, and it is called exchange, energetic exchange. It is very, very important. But Alba, as you know, money is a thing that the human consciousness created that. Now we can uncreate it, but it will take time. Okay. There is a fee of $9.96, but we are trying to give them the best experience that we can at this moment. So weekly, there is a full-length video on Vimeo that they can watch, and as I said, they can have their questions answered. The YouTube is free of charge, and agreed, it is only a trailer and once a month a full-length video or a podcast, yes. But we are trying everything from our side to give them what they want. But it is important to have that energetic exchange.
Yes.
So I hope that everybody understands that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's how the world functions right now. This is how you're making a living, and
Yes.
obviously you're giving a wonderful service to others with information we wouldn't normally get. Now,
Thank you.
just out of the side here, is that book out yet? Is it gonna come out yet?
Alba, we are so busy at the moment. In fact, we are busy with one of your questions was about manifestation, and we are also busy with a book about manifestation, and at the end it will be a practical guide, step
Yeah.
by step. So yes, we are so busy, but at the moment, as you know, our manifestation is so well on its way. So we will immediately, when we set foot in Hawaii, we will contact Alba Weinman first and tell her, Alba, we are there.
Well, I hope you contact me before then too, because it's wonderful chatting with you and spending time with both, well, three of you, because there's one behind the camera that I always love pulling out, and that is
I
Jess.
know.
That
But
is
she
Jess.
is, yeah.
She's been
She-
answering some questions on the chat, which I want to thank her for that.
Oh, really? Because yeah, she is. She's now part of our team, but
Yes.
she's got her own path, and she made it clear to me that, listen, one day I'm going to have my own path, and she's actually so camera shy.
Yes.
This Jess, but she's brilliant, and she loves you, Alba. You know that.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you everyone for watching this. This is going to be on YouTube very shortly. So thank you both. I know that we had quite a challenge starting this, but we all have to learn, and that's part of the journey too.
You did so well. You did so
Wonderful.
well, Alba. And we also want to thank you, because it's always a privilege for us to speak to you.
It is indeed.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, until we meet the next time, much love to you.
Thank you,
And
Alba.
thank you.
Thank you to your viewers as well.
Okay.
everyone.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.